One of the number one things that I see people ask questions on websites about hot tent camping is how do you keep the stove going all night or as long as possible so you don't have to get up every hour, 2 hours, restoke the fire to stay warm. Probably the best answer is not to worry about the stove, to have the best equipment that you can have to be able to sleep comfortably and not rely on the stove. So in other words, have a extreme cold weather sleep system, sleeping bag, whatever it's going to be, but something that's going to handle the temperature you're sleeping in. However, it would be great where you didn't need that and you could stock the stove up and it would last as long as possible, to be able to get, you know, almost a full night's sleep anyway. So I was in the hardware store the other day, or a tractor supply store, and picking up some stuff, and I ran across some things that I said I'm going to try these. So these are fuel blocks. I didn't weigh them, but there's 3 of them in here. It's probably 20-25 pounds, I would say, maybe 30 pounds, somewhere between 20 and 30 pounds with these 3. But each block, it says it equals 14 pounds equivalent in hardwood firewood. So this would be 14 pounds of wood, 14 pounds of wood, 14 pounds of wood. And they're supposed to burn for a pretty long time. Basically what they say is put a bed of coals down, get a good hot bed of coals, and throw this on. I don't know if these are going to fit inside a tent stove. I haven't seen anybody use these in a tent stove yet, so I'm going to experiment. We're going to see how long it burns, and if they don't fit, I'm going to cut them in half, but I think they'll fit whole. I would like to see one whole burning there, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to open them up, get the Danchel Outdoors tent stove set up here. No tent, just going to do it in the yard today. And I'll get a good little fire going in it and get some coals in it, and then I'll check back and we'll put the block in together. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I got a little bed of coals in there. It's just pine and it was pretty wet, took a bit to start, but it's going. Hopefully that's enough coals. I mean, normally we would probably burn it for a bit in the tent during the daytime and just add this before bedtime. And I did test this before, and it does just fits in there. Careful not to run the coals to the back too much. And that's it. She's in. So hopefully those coals will be enough to get that going. I mean, really, it's just compressed sawdust, hardwood sawdust. I'll leave the damper open for a bit till I see some good heat coming off that. Looks like it's already igniting. And what I'll do is I'll damper this down. I'll damper the damper and the smokestack down a little bit, so a little less airflow. Yeah, she's going good now. I could probably start dampering it down right now. And before I forget, I'm going to start the timer on my phone, and we'll see how long this burns and gives off good heat. So I will check back in a bit. Okay, we are an hour and a half in since I put this block in, and I have the front damper at halfway, and I have the damper on the back on the pipe at halfway as well. So these could be dampered down more or less. Of course, if you damper it down more, it's going to burn a little bit slower. I'm not in a tent, so I know it's giving off a lot of heat right now. It probably could be dampered down more, but this thing, an hour and a half in, and it's still full, and it's a nice red smolder amber. And I'll tell you what, there isn't a lot of smoke coming out of the chimney. At times there is, but it's really seems to burn super clean, and it's definitely red hot. You could cook on that right now. So far it looks like it's doing a great job. So I'll check back in a bit. That's an hour and a half in. Let's see what it looks like in 2 or 3 hours. Okay, we're in 2.5 hours. Got a good red glow in there still. Smoke still coming out of the chimney. Definitely throwing off heat. I got this little thermometer thing here. Let's see what she reads. 195. I just had 250 when I first walked out. Towards the back, 250, 243. It jumps around, of course, the wind's blowing, but that's not too bad for outside of a tent. 200 degrees. 207 on the side. I don't know if it'll read the glass. 600 on the glass. I think it's going through the glass to the coals. But that's definitely heating like it should. Let's check out what it looks like inside here. Now, this is 2.5 hours. Oh yeah. She's still stocked full of that stuff. Look at it, it's starting to break down, but it's slow burning. And it's, I mean, look at that. The heat is just roaring out of there in my face right now. So that's half damper still. Haven't touched it. And I'm gonna say it's close to above 3/4 full still. So we're gonna get a long burn time, I know that. This is definitely a game changer for overnight. Get a bed of coals right before bed, throw a block in, and stay warm all night is what I'm thinking. Check back again. Here we are, 5 hours. A lot of red coals in there yet. Kicking off some good heat. There's a lot of ash mixed in, but yeah, 5 hours. 5 hours is probably, you'll probably get another half hour, maybe an hour of good heat off of this. Probably an hour. And that would probably be it. So you're looking at 5.5, 6 hour burn, or heat anyway. At the 4.5, 5 hour mark, if you were to throw another one on top of this, you'd be good for 10 hours total with 2 of them. I paid $4.99 for the package of 3 of those blocks. So is it worth it? I think it is. If you could trek them in to where you're hot tent camping, I mean, if you're not hiking, you know, too far in the woods with your gear, or you're bringing it on a sled or something, definitely worth bringing in for nighttime. Absolutely. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm just gonna dump these coals out in my fire pit. I'm gonna call it a night, let this cool down, pack it up before it gets dark, hopefully. Thanks for watching.